Special Black Ops. You see it. Let's get it. Gonna talk about skimming today and it's super skimmers today. So we're gonna look at a couple quick news articles. Then we're gonna dig into them a little deeper and how to tell and how to prevent it. So let's get started.
Purchase in the self-checkout lane could have turned into a quick crime in Rochester. Can you spot the difference in these credit card machines? One of them has a skimming device. Criminals attach them to steal your financial information. Jeff Wagner's been looking into this. I don't know, Jeff, a quick glance, I think it's hard to tell the difference.
Especially to the untrained eye like us. Now, the difference can be minute. And in this case, the skimming device attached on the top of the credit card reader is slightly wider than the regular one. You can see by those red indicators. But most people don't have the size of a credit card machine memorized, so it's easy to get caught up in this crime. Now, on the bottom, it's maybe a little bit easier to see. An attachment is added on top of the card reader at a gas pump, an area already well known for skimmer scams.
Yeah, I will not use my card at a gas pump. And I'm starting not to use my card inside gas stations, but we'll get into that. Gas pumps definitely is probably the number one skimmer place hackers use and criminals use to use those devices. So let's keep rolling.
The concern here is these devices can be attached for quite some time before anybody notices. The good news here is that Rochester police say no customers were victimized in this case. That's all thanks to staff at the store who could sense that something was off.
I believe it was a loss prevention person at the shopping center, saw some suspicious activity when these persons were checking out. They reviewed the video a little bit closer, and it was amazing at how it just took only a matter of seconds before these individuals removed an item, the skimming machine, from their coat and applied it right to the top of the payment device.
So how can you better protect yourself? Police say if a credit card machine looks weird or tampered with, compare it to other card readers near you to see if there's a difference. Check if the card reader is loose, off-center, or if some of the parts on it wiggle. Lastly, if you're unsure, head to a register that has a person working at it. Now, as for the case in Rochester, police are still searching for the people who attach those skimmers, Frank.
I'm glad those people spotted it quickly. All right, thanks, Jeff.
That's a cool thing. You see, they had loss prevention that chimed in and got in there. So, especially the big department stores, big chains, they know they're probably be liable. I'm sure they got cyber insurance go, but of course they have fraud prevention, loss prevention. So they have a lot of personnel actually looking for that. But let's look at the new super skimmers that are small and super hard to detect. This was a new one that I just saw. It's 4 months ago. So let's look at this one. Let me switch over that. So now they got the super skimmers. It's a cat and mouse game. So once we figure it out as cybersecurity people, then a new one will come out. Some new and improved scam will come out. So this is the new and improved. So let's check it out. Be chiming in on it.
714, criminals are evolving and finding more sophisticated ways to steal your money. Super skimmers are now being used, and they're pretty hard to detect.
Yeah, Boston 25 News consumer reporter Jason Law explains why you could be at risk even with the chip card and what you can do to protect yourself.
So that was the new thing, right? The chip was supposed to make you super secure. You could tap so you can bypass the skimmers, right? Because you wouldn't be running your card through the skimmer or the attached device. But once again, the new super skimmers can get the chip. So let's keep going.
Scammers are everywhere, and they're getting more advanced. Surveillance video shows the sophisticated new devices used by criminals. It's called a shimmer. In November, thieves targeted 3 ATMs in Washington state. We sped up this video so you can see the criminal act that was completed in about 1 minute.
It was a shock.
Elaine says she was a victim after a stop at the ATM. Her information was stolen and $1,000 vanished from her account.
I really have thought a lot about the idea that somebody had my information.
Shimming is much harder to detect.
Robert Siciliano is a cybersecurity consultant in Boston and CEO of ProtectNowLLC.com. He says shimming is much different than traditional.
So obviously, you got the cybersecurity professional, you got the little older lady, she's appalled and shocked about, her information gets stolen. But I think that's in the time we live in. That's the easy way to make money. He saw it. He hooked it up in like a minute, and he put it on, which I think kind of threw me off a little bit. He went for bank ATMs. A lot of people stay away from them because people check bank ATMs. Obviously, they got webcams around bank ATMs. So for them to really take a shot at a bank ATM, I thought that was a little less rare, but obviously it's not.
Additional skimming, which relies on a bulky overlay device that we've shown you before. Siciliano says the difference with shimming is that the device is installed inside the ATM. Most businesses aren't even aware they've been hit until it's too late.
Once the shimming device is installed, it's much harder for not only the consumer to recognize that there's an issue, but for the bank themselves to even know that their devices have been compromised.
We wanted to show you exactly what to look for. Chris Hansen with the U.S. Secret Service says the scammers used a slim piece of...
Just real quick, they'll let you know when the Secret Service in there right now. We're getting the big boys, the three-letter agencies. So this actually is a government effort to try to figure this out because people are stealing hundreds of millions of dollars when you add it all up. So
It says the scammers used a slim piece of metal, like this one, inside those ATMs.
With the newer technology, of course, the components can be smaller and smaller.
Criminals harvest the stolen data, print fake debit cards, and then go on a spree at ATMs.
So this is what we call white plastic, and you can encode the data onto this stripe.
And investigators say the thieves often use a tiny camera to steal your PIN number.
And so you can see the pinhole right here.
Many banks are trying to stay one step ahead of the scammers. The Washington State Credit Union, hit by Shimmers last year, now uses high-tech fraud detection software to catch unusual transactions.
That raises a red flag.
The credit union blocked those accounts, and they're working with ATM manufacturers to prevent more fraud.
They now are working to find a solution to retrofit machines to address this latest technology. I don't want people to feel, frightened to use an ATM, and certainly not at a financial institution. This is rare.
But Elaine says this experience has her thinking twice about using her debit card.
Yes, it is unnerving.
Our cybersecurity expert recommends you pay close attention to your debit or credit card activity. Set up a mobile alert on your phone so anytime there's activity with your account, you'll know right away. And above all else, if you have the option, tap your card instead of inserting or swiping it in the machine. That's the one sure way of avoiding the shimming trap. I'm Jason Law for your local station, Boston 25 News.
So let's read this quick article. They go into kind of a little more in depth of what you should look for. And we're just gonna skim that one. No, it's just tricky. So let's keep going. I guess it's the scammer day. So key takeaways: credit card skimmers are devices illegally installed on ATMs or point of sales. Safeguard against shimming. Let me make that a little bigger. Safeguard is stem, like you say, stay alert by examining the ATM for any signs of tampering. Shield the keypad while entering your PIN. Consistently review your bank account statement. Despite advances in security, such as chip technology, criminals have adapted the new shimming. So ongoing awareness to report suspicious activity. Recognize ATM skimmers and key indicators, like we said, missed the line or bulky readers. Loose parts or components. Hidden cameras and suspicious holes. Yeah, that looks suspicious right there. But prevent ATM skimming, protective measures. Choosing a secure ATM location. I try to go on to like CVS's or somewhere like that if I can't get into a local bank. Cover the keypad when entering your PIN, because remember they got to see your PIN to enter. Regularly monitor your bank accounts. The evolution of ATM skimming technology. You see different levels right there, depending on the machine, what they look like in the technology. That's kind of, I should have used that as the thumbnail. Understanding the risk of ATM skimmers. Chip cards and skimming. Are there safer chip card security features? Shimming a new threat for chip cards. An ATM payment terminal does not smoothly accept your chip card. The card reader feels loose or wobbly. The card reader is difficult to insert your card. So that was it. Like I said, I just want to hit at the high level. Watch those credit cards and debit cards when you're sticking them in ATM machines. We want everybody to be safe. We don't want you to have a bad summer because you got hacked because you wasn't paying attention to the Skimmers/Shimmers. Once again, Professor Black Ops, please subscribe. Watch out for those ATM machines getting dangerous out.